Got it. Good. All right. So we're gonna learn today a new art, ancient Indian art. And first of all, let's take a brief look at India. All right. This is India. India is surrounded, it's an Asian country. India is surrounded by Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and also China. This is a very great country, very mesmerizing. And almost everything about India is so colorful, so decorative, and also so mesmerizing. You see, everything we see. And Indian people are extremely creative. They're tolerant. By saying tolerant, that means like here in Canada, we allow different things to coexist with ours. It's a very important. And all throughout all history of India, we have many different kinds of art in different stages of Indian history, at different parts of India. We have thousands of different kinds of Indian arts. And we're gonna just pick two, two different types of ancient Indian paintings. The one that we're going to learn is the cave painting or cave drawing or rock art. You see, in since we have so many different arts, it is impossible for us to know them all. But by studying those two different kinds of arts, one is rock art, cave painting. The other one is a religious painting. So by knowing just two different arts of ancient India, we will pretty much have the whole picture of the Indian art. Okay, so what is the cave painting? Cave painting, in early age of human being, we don't have many fancy tools. What we have is just some primitive tools like oh, let's wait a little bit for okay, Olivia. Olivia, can you turn on the microphone?
Hi, sorry, I'm late.
All right, no problem. I thought you were having some trouble in logging in, but no problem. I'm happy that everyone is here.
Yes,
Okay,
I know.
let's go back to the cave art, cave painting.
Oh,
So
but did I miss something?
not that much. We're just the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this is how this is what we're beginning right now. Okay, so what is the cave painting? Cave painting is that at the early stage of our human history, what we can do is just to find some ready, handy caves and live in there. And when we live in those caves and when we have time, we will document what we see or what we wish for on the walls of the caves. And then step by step, as our technology develops, then we develop much fancy tools, some chisels, some hammers, so that we can chisel into big rocks and make some rooms, make some chambers, and within the chamber we paint something on the walls, on the ceilings, and maybe on the pillars. And those paintings are called cave paintings. So you see, this is the early stage. At the beginning, since we don't have much complicated understanding of what we see, so we draw with the very simple lines. So you can see we use simple lines and assemble them together. Then in the end, it becomes, maybe this is a horse, and you see this man, maybe this is a soldier because I see an arrow, some arrows and a bow. You see on this person, we don't see anything complicated. Just some lines stand for legs and some arms, some circle stands for the head. It's a very simple. You know, on these drawings, we don't see the details. We don't see eyes. We don't see how many noses I have, how many ears I have. It's just a circle stands for the head. And slowly, our painting gets more and more complicated, as you can see on this picture. So on those animals, we can find that some patterns, some stripes are developing. You see on the body, we see some triangles, some trapezoids, parallelogram, rectangle. You see, this is the first picture, much earlier one. This is a little bit late. So it is more complicated. As the time goes by, our drawing gets more and more complicated. You see, this picture let me see. All right. I know this is the animal. Okay, something happened. Let's just share the screen once again. Okay, you see, so when time goes by, our drawing, it begins with the very simple lines, and slowly it gets more and more complicated until in the end, it looks more realistic. Okay, this is how our visual art develops. Let's take a look at next painting. You see here, we see more complicated animals. We can actually see some detailed stripes. We can see some horns, some legs. All right, it's a more complicated. And who of you know Picasso? Who know Picasso? No? Okay, Olivia, who is Picasso?
Picasso was one of the artists of, I don't know what country he lives, but he makes like some different drawings. We're like kind of crazy. We don't know what to say. And it's like
Okay.
when we do some drawing with asymmetric, because a ladybug, for example, a ladybug, it has 3 points in the left and 2 points in the right. That's different. That's what he was doing. He was doing like different from eyes. He was doing like one hand
Okay, very
and
good.
the something else.
Okay, very good. Very good. Picasso is a very famous artist. He was born in Spain, very famous one. Let's see one of his drawings. Okay, this is a very famous composition of uh, Picasso's drawings.
It's
Actually, in this
a
drawing,
bull.
yeah,
It's a
in this
bull.
drawing, yeah, he is reversing the history of our art. On the upper row, we see more realistic animals. And then slowly, step by step, Picasso is taking away all unnecessary parts until in the end, what remains is a bunch of lines. You see, this is the last drawing. In this drawing, what we see is just lines, but those lines perfectly describe what this animal is. And this animal is a bull, is a cow. Take a close look at the final drawing. Take a close look. All right. And then let's go back. Let's go back to what ancient Indians did on their caves. You see, look at this animal, right? I think this is a horse, but the way of painting, the way of doing it is exactly the same as what Picasso did. All right, Olivia, any questions?
I think the horse you think it's a donkey
Donkey,
because it's more
maybe.
like there's a more like some kind of ears with more high
Yeah,
than
it's a
the
bigger,
horse,
right?
and there's a kind of some hairs in the back. The horse
Yeah.
it's like it has the same hair than us.
Yeah, maybe this is donkey because we see a little bit longer ear. Maybe this is donkey. But what we should know is that the way of doing it, using only just some very simple lines. All right. So those are the way that ancient Indian people were drawing their animals on the caves. Okay, let's go back to the final one. You see, this is how Picasso did. This is the first thing we're gonna learn today. The next thing is that this one, a pattern design. There are many kinds of pattern designs, and today we're gonna learn the simple one. You see, on the screen we have 6 different patterns, but all of them have something in common, right? Like let's see the first one. You see this one. It has something in common with the rest of 5 designs. That is the repetition, which means we repeat over and over the same element. For instance, in the first design, we see the repetition of some leaves, or we see some repetition of some flowers with 4 petals, or just some simple decorations. On the rest 5 different pattern designs, the same thing happens. You see the second one, the shape, it repeats over and over. Even the last one. In this design, we don't see something concrete. We don't see actual things. It is just some white stripe, but all those stripes, they are similar to each other, which means we repeat those stripes until in the end, we get a very fancy pattern design. All right. And the last thing we're going to do in this class today is that we're going to merge pattern design and ancient Indians animal drawing all together. And then we will get this one. by repeating over and over. In this painting, we see over and over the human figure, but we should repeat in this class. We should repeat just animals, no human figures. So we repeat animal figures all together using just simple lines. Repeat them and put them all together until in the end we get this drawing. All right, all different animals using the same method, which is by assembling the simple lines all together until in the end we form an animal. All right, so we form different animals and put them all together in the same paper until in the end we get a very fancy pattern-like drawing. All right, so this is what we're going to do today. So open up your sketchbook, Olivia, since you have forgotten your sketchbook.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I think you have it right now.
Yeah, I have it. So can you take some papers?
Yes, I know. My parents say that the idea for
Okay.
drawing. Can I get my crayons,
A pencil.
pens? Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Can I get it?
All right. Yeah, sure. Good.
And I have
So
much
all of
time
you,
to prepare that, so I have
yeah.
to do it now.
All right, go ahead. So all of you, Su-Hong, Donald, and Olivia, just open your sketchbook, and then on your paper, you draw as many animals as possible using very simple lines. You don't need to draw animals' eyes, maybe their ears, their nose, their mouth. It doesn't matter. Just you don't need to draw them that concrete. You just draw the overall shape as simple as possible. But not all of them are the same animals. Maybe you can draw some lions, elephants, giraffe, some horse, some donkey, dogs, cats, all together. Put all those animals all together until in the end you get a very pattern-like, very ancient Indian cave painting-like. Okay, Olivia.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can we do imaginary draws like dragons, unicorn, and Indian style? Can we do it?
Yeah, sure. Any animals you can think of, and draw them in ancient Indian style. Okay, I will play this screen over and over, and you will see many different kinds of animals, but all of them are of the same style, just lines. Okay, and also I will show you the this Picasso's drawing so that you have an idea. Okay, I will play this over and over, and you can take them all as a reference. Okay.
So do we have